Yeah, very good evening, everyone. Chris on Chris's Real Talk. I've been leaving it this week because it's my last week at work. I just wanted to get on with work, and then I've got 2 weeks off after this. So that was that. So this camera's changed. Ooh, thank you very much, Samsung, for changing my camera. So there's a problem at my son's school at the moment, and it's pissing me off, to be fair. Basically, my son went back to school this week after being off for a week with chickenpox, and he's had a good week so far. Hi everyone. Hi. Thank you very much, really appreciate that. Good evening. And yesterday what happened was, he was in the school playground on his lunch break, and he was scrapping with one of his mates. There's a few other kids there, and he was accused of biting another kid. Oh, I'm not the best bus driver. There are many other good bus drivers, but thank you. And but no, he was my son was accused of biting another kid. Now, I know my son. My son's not a biter. My son is the sort of kid that will smack the granny out of you or kick the shit out of you, but he's not a biter. Anyway, when the teacher asked all the other kids, did Jack bite this kid? And Jack's my son. Yeah, bite, that's it, I said bite. All the kids said, we never saw Jack do it. Jack is denying it. Now, my son isn't the best liar in the world. He's very much like origami. He folds under pressure. So when we apply some pressure, he's like, did you do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? He will cave and he'll tell the truth eventually. But he's stuck to his guns. In fact, it wasn't yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was either yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. And he's adamant he didn't bite this kid. And I believe him. All right, I believe him 100%. I believe my son did not bite this kid. So all the other kids say to the teacher initially, yeah, we never saw Jack do it. Then it turns out this teacher, all right, asked the kids again and threatened to put them on the red triangle, which is a form of punishment, to change their story. So she asked them all again, did you see Jack bite this kid? Yes, they all say. All of them changing their story. Yeah? Under duress. These are 10-year-olds. These are 10-year-olds. So we went and confronted them this morning. These teachers, or this teacher in particular, denied it. All right? Now, bearing in mind, all right, my son doesn't do things by half. If he was to have bitten this kid, he'd have done it really well. All right? But apparently, he bit this kid over his jacket. The kid had a jumper on as well. Yesterday, and it was yesterday, when looking at this kid's arm, teacher sees no mark on this kid's arm. All right? My son, who's had his lunch break taken away, the entirety of it, sat in a classroom by himself, and he wrote on a piece of paper, I hate my life. How do you think that makes me feel as a father? Yeah? And then, not only that, is he sits there and he bites his own arm just to see how it feels. Yeah, because he's been accused of doing something, so he's bit his own arm, and he left a mark on his own arm. This other kid, who he's been accused of biting, has no mark on his arm yesterday, nothing. And yet today, magically, the tooth fairy must have come along, because magically, there's a mark on this kid's arm. Out of nowhere. You see? I mean, I could understand if when they were scrapping, Jack was holding his arms, and holding someone's arm sometimes can feel like a pinch, especially if you grab someone right underneath the arm or something like that. But there's no way on earth, hi Travel Master, there's no way on earth my son's a biter. And for him to sit in a classroom and write on paper, I hate my life. That's a 10-year-old, that's my son. This is the sort of thing that you hear on the news. You read in papers of 10-year-olds writing a note, and then all of a sudden, the worst has happened. You know, you see, it's bullying is what it is. This comes down to one thing, and one thing alone, is it's bullying. The kid that accused my son of biting him is a bully. The teachers that are sticking up for this shit-ass kid are no better than the kid. They're bullies as well, you see. And I will be taking this further tomorrow. Absolutely 100%. There is no way my son is going to be bullied at school. I was bullied at school. I stuck it out for years. Yeah? I know when I see bullying, as I'm someone who's been bullied. Alright? And for teachers to stick up for the bullies makes me sick. How many times are we going to see this year? You know, stories on social media, on the news, or in newspapers of a poor boy or a poor girl that's been bullied, that's written a note and then taken their own life. That's what scares the crap out of me. And I absolutely feel sick saying that. I really do. There are so many parents out there that have lost their children because teachers didn't stick up for them when they were being bullied. And my heart really goes out to them. It really does. Go to sleep then. Good night. I will read some of these comments in a sec. I just need to get this off my chest big time. So, you know what I mean? He says, this is the sort of thing that needs to stop. It needs to stop. There's too many parents out there losing their children because their children can't find a way out. They're looking for help and they're not getting it. My son is being bullied. This kid is lying about something that is quite serious, and the teachers are telling the other kids to lie about it and then cover it up. I know my son. He is the world's worst liar. If he did bite this kid, he would have cracked by now, and I would have known. Let me read some of these comments. Oh wow, so many. JBM Travels, hi. Aberdeen Bus Videos, hi. Love your videos. Oh, thank you very much. Evening, Sarah. Hi. How you doing, pal? Ross? I'm very well, Ross. Thank you very much for asking. Oi, 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 Sergeant Major Patrick Harper. I love that name. I don't know why. It's just the best YouTube name ever. Horrible teacher. Yes, I agree. I agree. Hi, Chris. I'm glad you finally managed to catch one of your live streams. Hey, welcome. You know, I haven't been on this week. It's the first time this week, but you're always welcome. I've got many videos to go and flick through, but you will catch me on a live from time to time. It does happen. That's real bad, Chris. Teacher sounds like a real arse hat. Yes, teacher is a real arse hat. To be fair, his teacher in his class, she's actually quite a nice teacher. She's she was trying to be impartial about the whole thing. The woman that accused him and told the other kids to lie, she's the one I'm going to weed out. I feel sorry for him, your son. Yeah, I feel sorry for him too. Absolute mad thing. Yeah, tell me about it. This is absolutely disgusting. It's almost brought me to tears earlier thinking about it. It's my son. I'll do anything for my son. I bet the teacher wasn't even sorry. No, teacher probably wasn't, but they're going to be sorry tomorrow, trust me. I really feel bad for your son, Chris. I was bullied really bad at school. Sarah, I'm really sorry to hear that. Being bullied is not fun. I was bullied my entire secondary school life, from year 7 all the way up to year 11, and I dealt with it. I dealt with it in my way, but I dealt with the bullies and I ended up getting my own back in the end. And I do see a lot of them now outside of school. I know exactly what some of them are doing, and some of them have actually come at me and apologised. Oh God, that's horrible. Teacher bad. Teacher bad. Don't like school. Is sad. Yeah, it's true. I was bullied, so the worst thing about it was always got in trouble because the bullies turned on to me. Yeah, this is very true. This is very true. And we try and focus that. Bullies will always try and find a way of bullying. You see, a bully will always be a bully. Will always be a bully. That's just one thing that will never change. And it all comes down to upbringing. You see, kids are bullied because they crave attention. They crave attention because they don't get any of the correct attention at home. You see, that is why kids bully. Kids bully because they want attention, and they also bully because of jealousy. A lot of the time, kids will bully because they want something that they haven't got. In fact, a few years back, I wrote a poem called Bully, and I'm gonna try and get it published. I'll read it out here one day, and I'm gonna read it in such a way that it'll make you cry. Yep, same thing happened to me, Sergeant Major Patrick. Yep, you know, I'm sorry to hear that people have been bullied, but the thing is, the difficult thing when you're a kid being bullied is to actually tell someone, because if something gets done about that bully can then come back to you, you know, and make life a hell of a lot worse for you. That was my problem. You know, I was scared to tell anyone in case it came back on me. What about moving schools or that? No, I understand where you're coming from with moving schools, but to be fair, moving schools is never going to be an option, because I'm never going to let my son be bullied. This is going to get nipped in the bud today or tomorrow. I've beaten up on a daily basis, and school didn't listen to my mum and dad. Unfortunately, it comes down to times have changed. What it was back then and what it is now are two completely things, and I will fight tooth and nail to see justice for my son. The bullies are I was bullied for being a nerd since when it was that bad. Doesn't affect them. To be fair, being a nerd nowadays is actually cool. I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, I'm all these things, but do you know who I am? I'm Chris. And at the end of the day, I could be a nerd, I could be a geek. I have a life. I'm a person, I'm a human being. I have feelings, you see. You're the best YouTube. I'm not the best YouTube. There's many other great YouTubers out there. I just do the best I can on my little channel, but I really appreciate the positive feedback. Thank you very much. You know, so there's one thing I'm going to say though. If you know someone who is being bullied, the best thing you can do to help them is talk to them and tell them that they can talk to you. If you fear someone is being bullied, even if it's at work, you see, let them know that they can talk to you. Yeah? It doesn't matter what they're being bullied about either. It could be absolutely anything. Just remember that every single person is a person. We all have feelings. Yeah? We all get upset. We all get angry. Yeah? We're all individuals and we're all beautiful in our own way. It doesn't matter whether we're big. It doesn't matter whether we're small. It doesn't matter whether we're black or white. It doesn't matter whether we're English, American, Asian, Chinese, Indian, Pakistani, Australian. It doesn't matter who we are or where we're from or what we look like or what language we speak. It doesn't matter, because we're all unique and we're all individuals and we're all beautiful. So don't let anyone ever let you or anyone you know get bullied. Stand up for these people, you know. Stand up for someone you care about. Stand up for someone that you don't care about. If you see someone being bullied on the street, if you see a kid being picked on by another kid, step in the way, say something to these kids, you know. Protect the innocent. You know, this is all it comes down to. Teacher sounds like an arsehole. This is very true. Reminds me about my primary school days. The teachers hated me and my friends. I wouldn't care if bullied carry out. Kieran, it's just sad. It's just the bullies being jealous of how smart we can be. This is very true. You see, I was bullied at school. A lot of my work was taken away. A lot of my GCSEs were failures. You see, I got a lot of E's and a lot of F's because my coursework was stolen. Gone bust. I was bullied at my second infant school by a teacher. If I were you, I'd get some advice. The way your son was convicted was plain wrong, contrived to result in injustice. Yeah, this is very true, but I'm not going to let that happen. Tomorrow is a day of reckoning, believe me. I was bullied and picked on by my own year 6 teacher. You see, one thing which I can say as someone who was bullied is it's very difficult to actually say something. It's very difficult to come forward, and the bravest thing you can do as someone who is being bullied, the bravest thing you can do is not stand up to the bully, but is literally talk to someone about it. Say, look, I'm having a bit of a problem. I've got 2 or 3 people that are on my case every day. It's dragging me down. I feel like I'm being bullied. Can you help? The hardest thing to do is ask for help, and it's, you know, it can work wonders. What are you going to do about it? I would like to know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. Well, the thing is, the amazing thing about this country is you are innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so as they have a sheer lack of evidence against my son, i.e. none of the kids actually saw Jack do it, and they were told that they were told to lie, basically, under duress. There was no mark on the kid's arm yesterday, and magically there is a mark on his arm today, which has been documented, by the way. And there's also CCTV footage in that playground, and when they show me the CCTV and they see that my son did not bite this little shithead for, you know, you didn't bite him, then obviously I'm going to be demanding an apology from this teacher to my son. I will also be demanding an apology from this little shithead kid to my son, and along with the parents of this little shithead. Did I just say my shithead son? I may have. My son's not a shithead. I'm just getting so passionate. This other kid, I'm going to demand an apology from this kid to my son. I'm going to demand an apology from the parents of this kid for bringing up such a wanker of a child. I love good old England. Yeah, I love it too, except for Brexit mess. But that's a whole nother story. Okay, this is very true. While we're on the subject of Brexit, and I'm going to go in a minute because I'm making a lot of noise and I live just there. What has the world come to when Theresa May, who couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery, has to ask the leader of the opposition, who was about as good as a chocolate teapot, for help? Yeah, let's just remember that. All they had to do, realistically, from when the vote leave went in at 52%, was focus on the worst case scenario. Instead of trying to get a deal with the European Union, which, let's face it, we were never going to get, Theresa May then puts forward a deal which is, how can I put it? Theresa May's deal is basically shit. And what she should have done was, instead of focusing on a deal with people that don't want to make deals with us, they should have focused on the worst case scenario. For the last 3 years, they should have been working on no deal Brexit. That's what they should have done. They should have worked towards a no deal Brexit and got everything else in line. That's what they should have done. And then what would have happened? Because we wouldn't have had any talking with the European Union, time would have come along and the European Union would have gone, oh, wait, stop, we want some money. What can we do? Let's work something out. You see? But no, not this government, not Theresa May. No. And now, whether we get a deal or not, we're still going to be locked in to the European Union by way of the Lisbon Treaty. And for those of you who don't know, the Lisbon Treaty is the biggest cluster of a treaty which is designed to wreck every single European country and make every other European country fall into line, lose their status as a country, lose their power, lose their own court system, lose everything basically, to become a state in the United States of Europe. That is a fact, and it's all going to happen within the next 3 years. All of this because of the Lisbon Treaty. All of it. We'll end up losing our NHS. People are whinging about jobs being lost now in the car industry. No. Over 200,000 jobs are going to be lost because of the Lisbon Treaty. When our stock exchange moves over to Brussels, people are going to start wondering, why are we earning less money? Oh, it's because we've taken the euro, and it's going to get thrusted upon us. It's going to get thrusted upon us. We are going to get raped by the European Union. No matter how much we say no, they're going to shove it straight up there with no lube. So Brexit is a classic injustice. Yes, I think so too. I think they should have been given a choice for Leave voters to vote for a certain Leave deal. I kind of understand that, Patrick Harper. However, on the ballot paper, it said Leave or Stay. When I voted to leave, I literally just wanted to go. I didn't give a f whether we had a deal or not. Caden Linney, hi. I was, as I always say, never trust a Tory. as they cannot trust it. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Told the police our son is get Billy. Told the police our son is get Billy. I'm sorry, mate, unless that's a typo, or I'm just really tired. I just don't get it. I'm really sorry. I feel ashamed. I feel ashamed of myself. I'm so sorry. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll give everyone a heads up what's going on with this scenario tomorrow, and it'll fill you in on what's going on. But just remember, if someone's getting bullied, stick up for them, and always be there for someone. Always, because at the end of the day, you may need someone there for you. So the best thing you can do is be the best person you can be. Good night, everyone.